guys, and welcome back to Cheap Tuesdays. Today we are looking at the Sonicake Crybot, which is a crying robot. It was basically an envelope filter. How hard you play is how much it was. It's got sensitivity, what's called presence, which is just a resonance control, and decay, and then this thing is the frequency. Now I'm going to say off the bat, this is a cheap pedal, and we'll find out why it is so cheap in a minute when we get into kind of playing it and dealing with the shortcomings. But it is so affordable that it's kind of one of those pedals that you kind of need to try. So let's just start off with talking about the things I already know from my little time playing it. And the biggest problem with this pedal is the taper on the controls, which means it's really hard to set it to get the right envelope for your guitar. Now this has got fairly low output pickups, yet I have to keep the sensitivity down low, and between here and here is basically like works and doesn't work. There's like absolutely no reason to put the sensitivity up there. Like there's nothing I own that is that low output unless I start turning down the volume, and that could be a solution. You can turn down the volume on your guitar to get a little bit more range out of it. But we are going to have a look at that. The other thing is the frequency to me is kind of just mids and mids and mids. Like this control needs more extremes. But then again, that could be tied to the envelope. So let's go through it and have a listen. So I am playing the Parenti T-Type into the AC50, and this is clean. We're going to keep it on the middle. Now at the beginning we had a little bit more hair coming from the amp, but we've cleaned it up a little bit for the demo so you can hear more of the pedal. So let's turn it on, the settings we had it on. So let's go 12 o'clock, which doesn't work that well, but is always a starting point for pedals to see what they actually do at 12 o'clock. So near 12 o'clock, you're not getting a huge range of the sensitivity, you are getting the quackiness of the pedal. So let's just first look at turning down that sensitivity so it only responds to the louder hits. So now if we start playing some more funky kind of stuff. And you can hear it doesn't really, the sensitivity's a little bit all over the place there. So what we can do is bring it up just enough and then use the frequency to get those frequencies. So next, let's look at the frequency control. So you hear it's gone down a lot more, and as it comes up, now we're getting kind of more normal frequencies, and lower down it's a bit fatter. So you can turn the sensitivity up a little bit more here, and we're going to get a little bit more range, I think. To see what I mean about the sensitivity, let's turn the volume down. And now we've got a bit more range. Okay, back at full volume. Let's bring that sensitivity back. And check out the presence, which kind of sounds like resonance to me. So this is it all the way down. You get a lot less of the obvious effect as the Q factor is a bit lower. Back to mid-range. And all the way up, you're getting closer to the kind of synth filter kind of thing. If you want to go really harsh, of course you can turn the frequency up, and then you're getting all just high end, you're getting it. Last is the decay, which is how long before the envelope closes. Seems to me higher means less decay. So let's try that with some funky chords. Stays open for longer. So with the higher decay, a little less presence, low sensitivity, and the frequency in that range is, to me, where you're getting that auto wah that you kind of expect. If you want more of your kind of wah sound, then you can put the frequency up a bit. Maybe a little less decay. Okay, let's hear it with a little bit of drive. What we're going to do here is add a bit of distortion, use it in the front like you would, say, a wah, because you can get some really cool sounds that way. Okay, so now I've hooked up my retro sonic distortion. Go look at the review for that if you're interested. And we're going to kind of use it in conjunction to get some really cool tones. So here is the retro sonic. We're going to bridge pick up. This is basically what it sounds like. So it's a rat style distortion and it's just nice and fat. So let's put on the Sonicake and see how we go. play a bit softer, you can get a little bit more sensitivity out of it. If you bring the sensitivity down just a hair, you're not getting any wiring at all. Unless I hit real hard. That's when you're getting that vocal thing. Let's try and get some more of that vocal thing. Let's go bring this up a bit more sensitivity, really short decay. Now with the sensitivity off, you could use it as kind of a tone thing. The amount of volume going into this is causing the Retrosonic to gate out. It gates out pretty easy, actually. But I mean, this is a kind of cool use. You kind of got your kind of fixed wire kind of thing. And then the presence really controls how much you want of that. I mean, I could be wrong about the presence there. It seems to be just affecting the high end, which is different than I thought. So maybe it's doing two things at once. Maybe it's just a pre-set filter as well. I'm actually a bit confused now about the presence. I did say I think it's more resonance, but it's kind of acting different with the sensitivity down. Okay, that envelope's hard to play to. Okay, so that has been the Sonicake Crybot. Now, there was a bit of noise at the end, but we are kind of filtering things and adding a lot of distortion. But yeah, that's the Crybot. Like I said, the taper's a bit finicky. It's a bit hard to set up. But there is a plethora of different sounds you can get out of it. The thing is, it's not really going to compete with your Qtron. It's not really going to compete with your Boss TW1, which I wish Boss would bring out in a Wazza form with a lot more things. As cool as their current dynamic wah is, it's just not the same as the analog thing. Yeah, it's just not going to compete with your higher end envelope followers, but it's so much cheaper. And even when I had the Enigma from Electro Harmonics, I think that's like $260 pedal, I struggled to always get a good sound out of it because it was so many different sounds you can get in so many different ways you can set the filter that I was never happy with that either. So it is hard. I think really the Boss is the only one I've ever tried where it's so simple and you can't do a lot with it, but all the sounds are good. But this can sound cool. So go check it out. And if you don't have an envelope follower or you just want to kind of try out one to see if it's going to work for you, this might be the ticket. Again, don't evaluate the actual envelope of this as kind of what you think all other envelope followers will do, because yeah, it is a little bit more finicky than it should be, but that's what happens when you make things this cheap. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.